There's a persistent quiet voice whispering that something isn't quite right, isn't fully aligned. The days, weeks, even months seem to blur and pass, yet your life feels stubbornly anchored, caught in a state of perpetual inertia. You find yourself caught in a familiar, frustrating loop, habitually telling yourself that you'll address it, you'll fix it, you'll finally start tomorrow, but somehow tomorrow never quite arrives. Your mind feels like a tangled mess, cluttered with unfulfilled intentions. Your once clear routine is fractured, perhaps even non-existent. And deep within you are weary of this cycle. You yearn for change, a profound shift, yet the path forward seems shrouded in uncertainty. You simply don't know where to begin. But this moment, right now, holds immense significance. Not next week, when things might hypothetically calm down. Not when the stars align perfectly. Today is your undeniable opportunity to reclaim the reins of your life, to clear the mental fog, and to deliberately build an existence that resonates with authenticity and purpose. Because the hard truth is this: if you do not choose to act now, decisively, then nothing will fundamentally change. It is time, truly time, to cease merely drifting along and to embark on a path of intentional, purposeful living. In the powerful moments that follow, you will discover potent yet elegantly simple strategies designed to bring clarity, structure, and undeniable control back into your hands. Let's begin this journey of transformation today by establishing a definitive, overarching purpose. Understand this truth deeply. Every extraordinary achievement that stands as a testament to human potential, every towering success that reshapes the landscape of possibility, every monument of enduring greatness, all of it originates not from the fickle hand of luck, nor from the randomness of chance, but from the focused power of a single, unwavering force, a clear, definitive purpose. Imagine, if you will, a magnificent vessel poised upon a calm sea. The crew is ready, the engines hum with potential, the waters are tranquil, but there is no chart, no predetermined course, no destination etched into the captain's mind. What fate awaits such a ship? It drifts, aimlessly tossed by currents, helplessly subject to every shift in the breeze. Inevitably, it runs aground, its potential wasted, or is tragically lost in the vast indifferent expanse of the ocean. Now picture that same ship endowed with a crystal-clear destination. The course is meticulously plotted, the captain possesses an absolute certainty of where he is headed, and the crew works in unified harmony towards that singular aim. That ship, fortified by purpose, will arrive, navigating through the fiercest storms, overcoming every obstacle thrown in its path, because its movement is guided by an unshakable intention. And so it is, undeniably, with a human life. An individual without a definite aim is tragically like that drifting vessel. He wanders, reactive rather than proactive, merely responding to circumstance instead of actively shaping it. His energy is scattered, his days lack focus, and the results he experiences are often meager, disappointing, and far beneath his true potential. But when an individual boldly determines precisely what they want from this one precious life, and commits it to writing with unwavering conviction, they unleash an almost unseen power within, a force that subtly, yet surely begins to bend the very fabric of the universe to their will. Consider the story of Andrew Carnegie. Born into the humblest of circumstances, raised with virtually no inherent advantage, he did not passively wait for the world to grant him permission to rise. Within the quiet sanctuary of his own mind, he made a powerful declaration. He would become a titan of industry, a master of his chosen field. He wrote down this audacious aim, he believed in it with an intensity that bordered on obsession, and he pursued it with an unwavering, relentless energy that rendered him unstoppable. Carnegie's sprawling empire was not built primarily on inherited resources. It was not founded upon influential connections. It was forged, brick by deliberate brick, upon the bedrock of purpose. His definiteness of aim acted as a powerful magnet, summoning into his world the precise knowledge, the necessary people, and the opportune circumstances required to transform his grand vision into tangible reality. And this pattern is not unique to Carnegie. It is a recurring theme in the lives of every truly great individual I have studied, from the innovative brilliance of Henry Ford and Thomas Edison, to the resolute leadership of Theodore Roosevelt. Behind every monumental human achievement stands a mind that possessed the courage, the foresight, and the discipline to definitively chart its own destiny. You must do the same. Grant yourself the gift of quiet introspection, reflect deeply, ask yourself, with unvarnished clarity, what do I truly desire from this singular life I have been granted? Is it the liberation of financial freedom? Is it the vitality of radiant health? Is it the profound connection of meaningful relation? Is it to ascend to the pinnacle of mastery in your chosen craft? Whatever that deepest desire may be, commit it to paper, write it down, not vaguely, not tentatively, but with boldness, with absolute clarity, with undeniable purpose. For when you dare to define your ultimate goal with such precise intention, you activate a dormant, unseen power within your being. Your subconscious mind, a tireless engine beneath the surface of your conscious awareness, begins to work relentlessly, day and night, orchestrating events, drawing into your orbit the precise people, the necessary circumstances, and the transformative ideas required to bring that purpose into vivid reality. Let there be absolutely no misunderstanding about this truth. This is not a realm of fleeting fantasy or passive wishing. This is the fundamental, undeniable foundation upon which all lasting achievement is built. A mind singularly focused on a clear purpose will invariably outperform a mind cluttered with doubt and fragmented by distraction. And never ever allow yourself to be discouraged by the sheer size or apparent impossibility of your dream. If it holds profound meaning for you, it is undeniably worth the effort it demands. Remember this potent truth: no mountain is truly insurmountable when your purpose provides the clear path upward. No temporary setback possesses the power to ultimately defeat you when your goal has ignited itself into a burning, unquenchable desire within your soul. Individuals do not fail because they lack inherent intelligence. They fail because they lack a compelling, driving purpose. So today I urge you, no, I implore you, to take that absolutely first, most critical step on your personal journey towards greatness. Define your chief aim in life. Write it down. Speak its truth aloud. Burn its essence into the very core of your consciousness. Your thoughts, when harnessed and organized around a definite, powerful purpose, possess the extraordinary capacity to create your reality. Clarity is not merely helpful. Clarity is power. Purpose is the essential seed from which all success blossoms. And once that seed is planted, watered with unwavering faith, and nourished consistently with courageous action, it will inevitably grow into a magnificent destiny that no opposing force on this earth can ultimately deny. Begin now. Define your purpose, and watch as the world seems to step aside, for an individual driven by a mission is an unstoppable force against which no obstacle can possibly stand. Beyond defining your destination, you must simultaneously cultivate the very ground upon which your journey will unfold. Develop a positive mental attitude. Your mindset is not merely a factor in your life, it is the master key to unlocking your destiny. Just as a lens profoundly shapes the light that passes through it, your mind shapes the very reality you perceive and experience. Whether you ultimately ascend or stumble, whether you ultimately succeed or falter, the trajectory of your life begins, first and foremost, in the quiet, powerful chambers of your own mind. Let me state this truth with all the conviction I possess. A positive mental attitude attracts success with the same unwavering certainty that a negative attitude actively repels it. This is not mere speculation, not unfounded optimism. This is a fundamental law of the universe. Call it the law of cause and effect, the law of vibration, the law of attraction. Whatever name you give it, these principles invariably align themselves in service to the individual who consciously and consistently maintains a positive mental attitude. I have dedicated a lifetime to studying the most profoundly successful men and women this world has ever produced, from the unyielding titans of industry to the visionary inventors, from transformative presidents to daring pioneers. And they all shared this single defining characteristic: not merely exceptional intelligence, not simply raw ambition, but a mind rigorously trained, through conscious effort, to actively seek out and perceive the good, the opportunity, and the lesson in every single situation regardless of its initial appearance. Consider the indelible example of Thomas Edison, a man who faced what many would deem not one or two or even 100 failures, but over 10,000 attempts in his relentless quest to bring the transformative gift of light to the world. And yet, in his own powerful words, he never once referred to those attempts as failures. He called them discoveries. Each setback, he explained, simply taught him one more way that would not work. My friends, that is the language of a truly positive mind. When the average individual stumbles, they perceive overwhelming defeat, a final end. When the individual driven by purpose and armed with a positive mindset stumbles, they perceive not defeat, but clarifying direction. For hidden within the heart of every adversity, no matter how daunting, lies the seed of an equal or even greater benefit, but only the mind cultivated for positivity possesses the vision to see it. You must train your mind, diligently, daily, hourly, relentless. Just as you would never expect a field to yield a bountiful harvest without the consistent effort of planting, watering and weeding, you cannot expect your mind to bear the fruits of success and fulfillment unless you consciously cultivate it with unwavering care. Nourish it with positive affirmations that resonate with truth. Guard it fiercely from the insidious influence of doubt, from the corrosive poison of cynicism, from the paralyzing grip of fear. Remind yourself morning and night with resolute conviction that you possess within you every single power and capacity necessary to consciously create the life you deeply desire. Make this your daily unbreakable creed. I am the undisputed master of my thought. I consciously choose belief over the limitations of fear. I choose the illuminating light of hope over the darkness of despair. I choose to act consistently with unwavering courage, no matter the difficulty that stands before me. Why is this consistent practice so utterly critical? Because thoughts are not passive, inconsequential things. Thoughts, repeated and empowered, crystallize into unwavering beliefs. Beliefs, held with conviction, inexorably drive your actions. Actions, performed habitually, forge the patterns of your life, and those ingrained habits, over time, undeniably become your destiny. An individual who harbors the deep-seated belief that he cannot achieve something will, without question, always prove himself right. His belief acts as an invisible, paralyzing force. He takes no courageous action. He seizes no fleeting opportunity. He passively accepts failure as a final, inescapable outcome. But an individual who clings fiercely to the belief that he can, even when confronted by seemingly overwhelming odds, begins to move forward. And in that initial movement, no matter how small, he discovers the exhilarating force of momentum. In that growing momentum, he builds unshakable confidence, and in that burgeoning confidence, he forges the very substance of his success. The world is populated by countless individuals who spend their lives complaining bitterly about their circumstances, but the individual armed with a positive mental attitude consciously creates his own conditions. He does not idly wait for circumstances to become miraculously ideal. He acts decisively, and in the very act of taking action, he actively transforms the circumstance itself. It is not the events that happen to you that ultimately define the quality and direction of your life, but rather how you choose to respond to what happened. You may not possess control over every external event that unfolds, but you hold absolute dominion over your own attitude. You may face profound hardship, painful betrayal, crushing poverty, debilitating illness, but if you keep your attitude pure, strong, and relentlessly positive, you possess the inner fortitude to transcend every single one of these trials. Let positivity become your most trusted, constant companion. Let it walk with you through the fiercest storms. Let it rise with you with the dawn and settle beside you as you rest at night. Allow no discouraging word, no cynical thought, to take root in the fertile ground of your mind without immediate powerful contradiction. When doubt whispers its insidious lies, shout back with the unwavering voice of faith. When fear attempts to paralyze you into inaction, respond with decisive, courageous action. When failure inevitably arrives, greet it not as an enemy, but as a valuable teacher bearing crucial lessons. You are not merely a passive victim of life's unpredictable tides. You are the conscious architect of your own unfolding reality, and your most powerful tool is the unwavering power of your own mind. So let the message resonate. The feeling of being stuck, the cycle of procrastination, the yearning for clarity and control. These are not permanent states, but challenges to be met. The simple, profound strategies of defining your purpose and cultivating a positive mindset are the keys you hold in your hand, available to you today. They are the map and the fuel for your journey. Will you choose to chart your course, to cultivate your inner world, to stop waiting for tomorrow and start building, acting, and living with intentional power now? The life you truly desire is not a distant destination waiting to be found. It is a reality waiting for you to consciously create it. And the first step in that creation is always undeniably within your grasp. Most powerful tool is the attitude you choose. So today, this very moment, I urge you, with every fiber of your being, to forge a sacred, unbreakable commitment within yourself. a commitment to think with unwavering positivity, to speak with resonant optimism, to act with decisive courage, and to believe with an unshakable certainty that success is not merely a distant possibility, it is an inevitable outcome for the individual who chooses it, whole and completely, with their entire mind and heart. Think nobly, believe deeply, act boldly, and watch in awe as your external world begins to reflect the undeniable greatness of your internal landscape. This is not abstract philosophy alone. This is power, real, tangible, world-shaping power, and its origin point resides within the magnificent, untapped potential of your own mind. Now let us speak of the golden bridge that carries you from the shore of your current reality to the radiant land of your deepest aspirations. Discipline. It is not a word that sparkles with glamour, nor does it possess the dazzling allure of innate genius or the captivating charm of effortless talent. Yet discipline is the silent, unseen force that underpins every single triumph worthy of the name. Without its steadfast presence, the grandest dream remains forever a phantom, a haunting whisper of what might have been, success an impossible mirage. All individuals harbor dreams, all men and women grasp onto threads of hope, but it is only the disciplined individual who acts resolutely day after painstaking day, regardless of the shifting tides of how they feel. They do not languish, waiting for a surge of motivation, for ideal circumstances to conveniently align, or for some external force to provide a push. They become their own unwavering commander, their own undeniable master. Success in its most profound and enduring form is not delivered in a single lightning bolt moment of inspiration. It is earned meticulously, slowly, and steadily, through the quiet, persistent accumulation of consistent, focused action. The disciplined individual does not succumb to the seductive temptation of chasing fleeting shortcuts. Instead, they build, they sharpen their skills, they relentlessly perfect their craft, and they do this not just once or twice, but daily, habitually, unfailingly. Consider the legacy of William "Willie" Renshaw, a name etched indelibly into the annals of tennis history. His greatness was not a birthright bestowed upon him. Victory was not simply handed over. He forged it upon the sun-drenched courts, through tireless repetition, through the rigorous structure of deliberate practice, and through an unyielding absolute commitment to mastering his craft. While others sought leisure, he trained. While others succumbed to doubt, he relentlessly prepared. He rose before the sun's first light, not because he felt an eager desire to do so, but because he had made an inviolable commitment to the pursuit of greatness. And when the crucible of match day arrived, he emerged victorious not because of some random stroke of luck, but because he had earned that victory, painstakingly, through years of disciplined effort, repeated endlessly. That is the transformative power residing within discipline. It takes the seemingly ordinary ingredients of potential and effort, and refines them into the undeniably extraordinary. And so I ask you, honestly, what routines have you consciously committed to embedding in your life? What underlying structure governs the flow of your day? What essential actions are you faithfully repeating, even in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when there is no external accountability? Because the profound truth is that what you consistently do daily becomes, over time, undeniably who you are. Discipline is far more than mere willpower. It is the deepest form of integrity with oneself. It is the sacred act of honoring your own commitments, especially the silent promises you make to yourself in the quiet hour. Each time you follow through on your word, to rise early, to engage in deep, focused work, to train rigorously, to speak your truth with courage, you strengthen the very core of your character. You progressively become the kind of individual to whom success is powerfully drawn, recognizing a kindred spirit of earnest effort. Discipline meticulously builds character, and character undeniably becomes your destiny. But understand this vital perspective. Discipline is not a cage designed to restrict you. It is paradoxically a profound liberation. When you bring discipline to your actions, you simultaneously free your mind from the corrosive grip of doubt, from the paralyzing fog of confusion, from the debilitating chaos of inconsistency. A disciplined life is inherently a powerful life, because it operates from a foundation of crystal clarity and unwavering purpose. Do not mistakenly equate discipline with rigid inflexibility. The disciplined individual is not stubbornly unyielding. They are simply deeply focused. They adapt when circumstances demand it, but they never ever lose sight of their ultimate aim. The great architects of empires, the visionaries who ignited revolutions, the leaders who moved nations, they all possessed an inner fire. Yes, a passionate drive. But more importantly, they possessed an iron structure, an unshakable framework, to channel that fire productively. That structure was discipline. So begin today, even if it's with the smallest, most manageable step. Design your morning ritual. Reclaim blocks of your time as sacred and non-negotiable. Define the essential actions that must occur daily in your life. Perhaps it is reading for 30 minutes, dedicating time to practicing your craft, or the ritual of writing down your goals. Whatever it is, commit to doing it consistently. The world is not transformed by the individual who acts occasionally, when inspiration strikes. It is moved by the one who acts reliably daily, relentlessly. And when you inevitably stumble, as all human beings do, rise immediately, without self-pity or excuse. The disciplined individual does not require perfection. They require only unwavering persistence. I urge you with every ounce of my conviction, make discipline your closest, most trusted ally. Guard it fiercely, hone its edge through practice, celebrate its quiet victory. For when the noise of the external world grows deafening, when distractions multiply like weeds, when others surrender to the seductive call of comfort and ease, it is your cultivated discipline that will serve as your compass, guiding you steadily through the heart of the storm. And on the other side of that storm, you will discover not just achievement, not just pride, but the realization of the individual you were always meant to become. Discipline practiced today creates the undeniable victories of tomorrow. Let this principle become your personal creed. Make it your daily practice, and watch in wonder as the world, by the sheer force of your relentless consistency, begins to yield to your determined will. Further amplifying your capacity for achievement, you must learn to harness the immense power of focus. Scattered energies inevitably lead to scattered, fragmented results. This is an immutable, undeniable law governing the landscape of success. An individual who habitually divides their focus, who dabbles superficially in many pursuits but commits deeply to none, will spend their life perpetually wondering why their efforts yield so little fruit. But the individual who consciously learns and practices the ancient, profound art of concentration becomes a living force, a force seemingly unstoppable, singularly focused, and profoundly destined for impact. Concentration is power, pure and unadulterated. Consider the mind itself. Like sunlight, it holds vast potential energy, but sunlight allowed to scatter merely offers warmth. Sunlight concentrated through a powerful magnifying glass possesses the intensity to ignite. So it is with your thoughts, your actions, your precious time. When you consciously gather and harness them into a single powerful beam, you become capable of accomplishing what others might deem miracles. The world does not bestow its greatest rewards upon the easily distracted. It rewards the determined, the single mind. Think of Alexander Graham Bell, a man driven not by a multitude of scattered ideas, but by one singular burning obsession, the transmission of human speech across distance. He did not seek fleeting applause. He did not dilute his efforts by chasing multiple inventions simultaneously. He fixed his mind with unwavering intensity upon that one purpose. He labored for hours, for days, for years with a relentless, focused determination, and in doing so he gifted the world the transformative power of the telephone. His genius lay not solely in his intellect, but in his profound capacity for focus. This is a great, often overlooked secret. Success is not always a matter of simply working harder. It is more often a matter of focusing deeper. It is the courageous act of saying a firm, definitive no to 100 potential distractions, so that you can offer an absolute, unwavering yes to that one essential great purpose that defines your day. Every moment, you are confronted by a relentless onslaught of noise, tempting diversions, and demands vying for your time and attention. And with each distraction you choose to indulge, you incrementally divide your inner force. A little energy drains away here, a fragment of thought drifts there, a precious moment is lost in the unproductive space of indecision. Over time, this constant fragmentation becomes the very fabric of your life, a disjointed patchwork of unfinished efforts and unrealized dreams. But the focused individual, the one who actively cultivates concentration, moves through the world with a quiet, powerful purpose. They simplify their external and internal world. They do not chase every glimmering opportunity that appears. They select one worthy aim and dedicate their full being to its realization. If you genuinely desire to unlock the vast reservoirs of your potential, you must master the fundamental discipline of concentration. First, embark on a relentless mission to eliminate the unnecessary. Clear your physical space, yes, but more importantly, clear the clutter from your mind. Just as a master sculptor carves away the excess stone to reveal the masterpiece hidden within, you must remove distractions to uncover your own latent greatness. Second, definitively articulate your one great task for the day. What is the single most important thing you must accomplish before the day is done? Not 10 things, not 5, just one. And once that singular aim is clearly defined, attack it with everything you have. Do not flinch from its difficulty. Do not waver in your resolve. Grant it your complete, undivided presence. Third, consciously train your capacity for focus as you would strengthen a vital muscle. Begin with focused bursts, perhaps 30 minutes of absolute, undivided attention, then gradually extend that duration to an hour, and eventually to 2. Your mind will inevitably resist at first, for it has become accustomed to being pulled in 1,000 different directions, but discipline, applied consistently, inevitably breeds mastery. Fourth, fiercely protect your environment. Erect clear boundaries around your time and attention. Let those around you understand, with unwavering clarity, that your focused time is sacred and non-negotiable. Cultivate a physical and mental space free from intrusive noise, for it is in that stillness that profound focus truly flourishes. And finally, cultivate a deep, quiet pride in the power of single task. In a world seemingly obsessed with the illusion of multitasking, become a master of dedicating your full attention to one thing at a time. Quality, without question, always outweighs sheer quantity. Depth will always triumph over breadth in the pursuit of meaningful achievement. I tell you this with absolute certainty. Every truly great individual I have studied, from the inventive brilliance of Edison, to the industrial might of Ford, to the empire-building vision of Carnegie, possessed an almost uncanny ability to concentrate their mental force. They did not allow themselves to be scattered or fragmented. They channeled every stray thought, every conscious breath, every ounce of their energy into the unwavering pursuit of their mission. And because of that singular focus, they fundamentally altered the course of human history. So I ask you now directly, what is demanding your full, undivided attention at this very moment? What one task, if completed with absolute, laser-like focus, holds the power to fundamentally change the direction of your life? Commit to it. Guard that commitment fiercely. Give it the honor and respect it undeniably deserves. Never ever mistake frantic busyness for genuine productivity. The individual who rushes frantically from task to task often achieves far less, in the end, than the individual who sits still, focuses deeply, and solves one great, essential problem. The future belongs, unequivocally, to the focus. Your potential is not inherently limited by your talent or your intelligence. It is limited, primarily, only by your conscious ability to concentrate your mental and physical energy. Concentration is not a mysterious gift bestowed upon a fortunate few. It is a practice, a discipline, a conscious choice available to all. Choose it daily, with unwavering intention, and you will discover that your efforts begin to compound exponentially. Your results will multiply beyond what you thought possible. Your confidence will rise like a tide, and soon you will look back upon your journey and see a clear path of consistent progress, meticulously paved by the transformative power of your unwavering focus. Concentrate your energy, command your attention, and let the focused force of your will set your world ablaze with undeniable achievement. Now let us turn our attention to a profound internal posture, an attitude that unlocks reservoirs of potential. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Gratitude is far more than a fleeting sentiment, a polite acknowledgement of kindness. It is a fundamental state of power, an inner posture that aligns you with the very essence of greatness. Gratitude doesn't just feel good, it actively unlocks abundance in every facet of your life. Yes, let me say it clearly and without hesitation again. Gratitude unlocks abundance. The individual who walks in a state of gratitude does not passively wait for perfect circumstances to feel blessed. They actively see the blessings woven into the very fabric of existence, in the simple miracle of each breath, in the quiet promise of every sunrise, in every profound lesson disguised within hardship. And because of that heightened awareness, their life becomes a powerful magnet, naturally attracting more good, more opportunity, more joy. Grasp this fundamental law deeply. Whatever you choose to focus your attention upon inevitably expands. If your mind dwells on lack, on what is missing, your sense of scarcity will deepen and proliferate. If, however, you choose to focus on what you already possess, no matter how insignificant it may initially seem, you step decisively into the potent mindset of abundance, and from that fertile mental soil greater riches, in every conceivable form, begin to grow. Gratitude is the transformative lens through which we perceive not merely the limitations of what currently is but the boundless potential of what can be. It shifts the internal focus from a mindset of deficiency to one of inherent sufficiency, from the corrosive habit of complaint to the uplifting power of celebration. And in doing so, it raises your internal vibration, harmonizes your thoughts with constructive possibility, and connects you in subtle yet powerful ways with the unseen forces that shape destiny itself. Reflect upon the lives of the truly great achievers throughout history, individuals who commanded wealth, embodied wisdom, and wielded profound influence. They did not merely toil with ambitious fervor. They walked a path paved with gratitude. They recognized with clear-eyed perspective that every daunting obstacle they faced ultimately shaped them, every frustrating delay meticulously prepared them, and every demanding challenge rigorously refined them. They were deeply thankful not just for the visible crown of success, but for the fiery crucible that forged it within them. Consider the remarkable journey of Booker T. Washington, born into the brutal bondage of slavery, systematically denied virtually every advantage that most take for granted, and yet he rose to build institutions and leave an indelible legacy. How was this improbable ascent possible? Through the cultivation of profound gratitude. He focused not on the chains of his circumstances, but on the precious chance to learn, to grow, to contribute, not on what the oppressive world denied him, but on what he could actively become through his own effort and perspective. That potent mental attitude became his unwavering fuel, and that fuel became the unshakable foundation for his enduring legacy. Gratitude is not a sign of weakness. It is a testament to profound inner strength. It is the quiet, resilient power that elevates the soul beyond the limiting constraints of its current circumstances. It grants an individual the grace to say, even in the face of adversity, I may not yet be precisely where I aspire to be, but I am profoundly thankful for where I currently stand, and absolutely determined to move purposefully forward. When you consciously cultivate gratitude as a daily practice, you fundamentally alter your internal perspective, and when your perspective shifts at that foundational level, everything in your world begins to change. The very same external reality looks dramatically different when viewed through grateful eyes. You no longer curse the rain for its inconvenience. You thank it for nurturing the roots of your growth. You no longer resent the arduous struggle. You honor it for building the steel of your strength. And in that profound internal shift, your energy transforms. You become less reactive, less susceptible to bitterness, more open to possibility, more genuinely inspired. Gratitude brings a profound sense of peace, and from that peace flows crystal clarity. And from that clarity, wise, effective action inevitably emerges. Make this practice as essential as your morning breath. Begin each day by consciously listing 3 things, anything, no matter how small, for which you are truly thankful. Think them aloud. Feel the warmth of that appreciation settle within you. Write them down. Let them intentionally shape your state of mind before the external world has a chance to color your thoughts with negativity. Anchor yourself firmly in this deliberate appreciation, and observe how the storms of the day lose their power to deeply unsettle you. In your moments of deepest challenge, gratitude serves as your guiding torch, illuminating the path forward. When failure visits, gratitude quietly reminds you of the invaluable lessons embedded within it. When success arrives, gratitude keeps your feet firmly planted in humility. When others falter under pressure, gratitude fortifies your resilience, allowing you to endure. Do not reserve this practice solely for the grand victories or momentous occasions. Be profoundly thankful for the simple miracle of the breath in your lungs, for the inherent strength to rise each morning, for the unwavering opportunity to simply try again, for the magnificent capacity of your mind that can still dare to dream. This is not naive romantic idealism, it is powerful strategic wisdom. For gratitude, when consciously and deliberately practiced, brings you into profound harmony with the fundamental law of increase. What you sincerely appreciates in value and presence in your life. What you genuinely give thanks for tends to multiply. This is not a mere metaphor, it is a governing principle as real and consistent as gravity itself. The individual who constantly complains inevitably invites more reasons to find fault and complain. The individual who consistently gives thanks invariably invites more reasons to celebrate and appreciate. So I say to you, choose gratitude, not just once, not merely occasionally, but daily, consistently, relentlessly. Make it a habit more sacred than sustenance, more consistent than speech. Let it be the solid foundation upon which the very architecture of your character is built. For in a heart overflowing with gratitude, fear finds no welcoming dwelling place. In a mind cultivated for gratitude, envy cannot take root. And in a life infused with gratitude, success discovers the most fertile ground imaginable to flourish. The world in its mysterious way responds favorably to the individual who walks in a spirit of genuine appreciation. He attracts unexpected favor. He radiates a palpable sense of peace. He effortlessly multiplies joy in his interactions. Begin this practice today. Find something, anything, no matter how seemingly insignificant, for which to be truly grateful. Speak it aloud. Cherish the feeling it evokes, and build upon it day by day. Gratitude is the essential seed, abundance is the inevitable harvest, and your future, consciously shaped by a thankful heart, holds the potential for more blessings than you can currently comprehend. Moving forward with purpose requires another vital component: take decisive action immediately. Procrastination is the most insidious, silent thief of dreams, creeping unnoticed into your life, cloaked in the seductive comfort of later. It whispers false, hollow promises of a better time that never arrives, of a more perfect condition that remains perpetually out of reach, of a clearer sign that is forever obscured. But make no mistake about its true nature. While you wait, while you delay, your vivid dream begins to wither, slowly losing its vitality. While you postpone, your precious opportunity silently passes you by. And while you hesitate, paralyzed by indecision, life in all its dynamic unfolding marches relentlessly onward without you. Let us be absolutely clear on this fundamental truth. Decisive action is the undeniable hallmark of every individual who has achieved anything of genuine worth in this world. Those who merely dream are legion. They populate the landscape of unfulfilled potential. Those who choose to act are comparatively few, but it is this select group who hold the pen that writes the pages of history. Success does not belong to the individual who contemplates endlessly, rehearses possibilities ad nauseum, who meticulously plans every detail but never ever begins. Success bows, and bows only, to the individual who decides swiftly and moves immediately to implement that decision. The precise moment you forge a clear decision and follow it with immediate, tangible action, your journey toward the realization of your greatness has, in fact, begun. This isn't merely my personal viewpoint. It is the distilled essence gleaned from decades of studying human achievement. I have meticulously observed the lives of the most accomplished individuals across every conceivable field in industry and invention, in politics and philosophy, in art and science. The common thread weaving through their diverse narratives is a profound capacity for decisiveness, the innate ability to act without crippling delay, the sheer courage to step forward into the unknown, even when the full path is not yet visible before them. Consider the daring early ideators, men like the Wright brothers, who chose to defy the deafening voices of doubt and resist the gravitational pull of fear. They did not wait for the perfect flying machine to materialize, for the weather to be miraculously ideal, or for the world to grant them universal approval. They simply made the audacious decision to attempt flight, and then they acted on that decision, immediately and persistently. Their initial attempts were crude, their failures numerous and public, but they adjusted, they refined their approach, and they pressed onward relentlessly, precisely because they had decided, and because they continued to act. Indecision, in its insidious way, is often far worse than even the wrong decision. For even a mistaken action carries with it the invaluable gifts of immediate feedback, of hard-earned experience, of generated momentum. But indecision, it breeds only stagnation. It traps the mind in endless, debilitating loops of fear and fantastical speculation. It drains the will and dulls the sharp edge of courage. Successful individuals make decisions with deliberate speed and change them only slowly, if at all. They do not waffle. They do not squander precious energy on endless, unproductive speculation. They assess the situation. They make a conscious choice, and then they move. You must cultivate this same decisive habit. When you feel that powerful flicker within, that undeniable call to act, to begin, to move even incrementally toward the purpose that stirs your soul, you must respond, not tomorrow, not next week, but now. The individual who waits for absolute certainty will, without question, wait forever. The individual who demands flawless perfection before starting anything will never ever begin. But the individual who decides, who takes the leap of faith into action, who dares to move forward without ironclad guarantees, that is the individual who commands their fate and shapes their reality. Action is the fertile ground from which confidence is born. Every small decisive step you take, no matter how seemingly insignificant, reinforces your belief in your own capacity to influence your world. It builds momentum, that invisible, powerful force that once generated can carry you further than you ever imagined possible. Stop meticulously measuring the daunting scale of your dreams. Stop the unproductive negotiation with your fears, seeking permission from internal or external forces. Stop asking for approval that may never come. Simply act. Write that first, imperfect page. Make that challenging phone call. Build that initial rough draft of your plan. Take that calculated risk. Begin the journey today. Your life begins its dramatic shift the moment you consciously choose to take control and move forward decisively. This is a profound secret that few will openly share. It is not raw talent, not formal education, not even inherent opportunity that serves as the primary separator between the truly successful and the vast majority who remain unfulfilled. It is the learned, practiced ability to decisively decide and immediately act upon that decision. Most individuals exist within a self-imposed prison, not constrained by external chains, but bound by the debilitating paralysis of hesitation. Absolutely refuse to delay. Refuse to hesitate. Do not wait for the approval of others, nor for the complete absence of fear. Those external validations may never fully materialize. What truly matters is your own internal result. So cultivate this essential habit. Every single time you catch yourself delaying, ask yourself, what is the smallest, most immediate action I can possibly take right now that moves me forward? Then, without overthinking, simply do it. Not perfectly, not grandly, just do it. Let each action, no matter how small, be a single vital brick laid in the enduring structure of your destiny. Decisiveness is not a fixed trait. It is a muscle that grows stronger with consistent use. The more you choose to act, the deeper your trust in your own capability becomes. And soon hesitation will become an infrequent stranger in your life, replaced by action as your instinctive nature. Be the one who acts. Be the one who moves. Be the one who decides. And witness how swiftly your life aligns itself in the direction of your determined will, because dreams are not fulfilled in the realm of thought. They are forged, hammered into reality, through decisive action, and the future you envision begins the precise moment you step boldly into it. As you move forward, be prepared to navigate inevitable storms. Therefore, develop profound emotional resilience. Life's journey is an intricate, winding road, paved with exhilarating triumphs and demanding trials in equal measure. No individual who has ever ascended to a position of true greatness has done so without traversing through periods of darkness, stumbling through shadows of uncertainty, and confronting moments that tested the very core of their being, pushing them to their absolute limits. But let me imprint this truth upon your consciousness with absolute certainty. It is not the absence of setbacks that ultimately determines the trajectory of your success. It is rather your cultivated ability to rise, time and time again, from the depths of those setbacks. Emotional resilience is the silent, inner strength that underpins every lasting, meaningful achievement. You will inevitably stumble. You will unquestionably face failure. You will encounter the sting of rejection, the weight of criticism, and the ache of disappointment. These experiences are not, fundamentally, signs of inherent weakness. They are, in fact, the very tools through which destiny meticulously shapes, refines, and hardens your character. And only the individual who consciously learns to stand firm when the winds of adversity howl, who learns to adapt their course when meticulously crafted plans collapse, will ever truly know the full, unvarnished experience of victory. Consider the life of Benjamin Franklin, a man whose very existence was a master class in resilience. He faced rejection after rejection in his various endeavors. He endured public ridicule and the sting of criticism more times than historical accounts often record. He stumbled and fell, not just once or twice, but repeatedly throughout his long and impactful life. Yet each setback, every blow of adversity, served only to sharpen his unwavering determination. Whether in his groundbreaking scientific pursuits, his delicate political negotiations, or the demanding realities of his printing business, Franklin simply refused to be broken by failure. Instead, with an alchemical wisdom, he transformed each painful blow, each frustrating obstacle, into a solid stepping stone propelling him forward. That is the living definition of resilience. That is genuine power. To be emotionally resilient is not to be devoid of feeling, it is to feel deeply, authentically, sometimes even painfully, but to continue moving forward with purpose nonetheless. It is the capacity to allow yourself to grieve if needed, to pause and rest when necessary, but never ever to quit the journey. The resilient individual possesses a fundamental understanding. Failure is not a final dead end, but merely a temporary detour on the path. He views each mistake not as a damning finality, but as invaluable feedback, a lesson learned, and in that profound shift of perception, he discovers wisdom and strength where others find only paralyzing defeat. You must consciously cultivate this vital inner strength. First, train your mind, not in a negative or pessimistic way, but in a prepared, realistic manner, to anticipate that setbacks will inevitably occur. Life is not a linear, predictable path. It curves, it bends unexpectedly, it tests your limits. Accept this fundamental reality, embrace its inherent unpredictability, and when challenges inevitably arise, you will not be caught off guard. You will be ready, inwardly prepared to meet them. Second, learn to speak powerfully, truthfully, and constructively to yourself when adversity strikes with full force. Your inner dialogue, in those moments of struggle, becomes your most critical lifeline. Do not succumb to the temptation to curse your luck or assign blame to the external world. Say instead, with quiet conviction, "This is a test. This is fuel for my growth. This is undeniable proof that I am alive, engaged, and actively learning." The words you choose to utter to yourself in the heat of the struggle will possess the power to either profoundly build you up or devastatingly break you down. Third, actively strengthen your recovery. After every fall, consciously strive to get up faster. After every mistake, commit to learning its lesson more quickly. After every loss, recommit to your purpose with even greater intensity. Allow every hardship you face to deepen your hunger for growth and achievement. Resilience is not a passive state of merely enduring difficulty. It is an active, dynamic process of adaptation. It is the willingness to adjust your strategy, to refine your plan, but never ever to abandon your core purpose or mission. And internalize this profound truth. Emotional resilience serves as the unshakable anchor that holds your mind steady and your spirit unbroken when life's inevitable storms descend upon you. It is the fundamental difference, separating those who surrender under pressure from those who find a way to thrive amidst it. The individual who masters their emotions, who learns to navigate their internal landscape, ultimately masters their own fate. When others are consumed by the debilitating grip of self-pity, the resilient individual chooses to step back and reflect, seeking understanding. When others rage helplessly against the unfairness of difficulty, he calmly refocuses his energy on finding a way forward. When others collapse under the weight of a setback, he quietly, methodically calculates his next deliberate move. Resilience possesses the alchemical ability to transmute panic into poised action. It transforms debilitating doubt into resolute determination. It turns the bitter experience of defeat into invaluable actionable data. Every single setback you encounter on your journey carries within it a hidden gift, a crucial lesson, a profound revelation, a new layer of strength you would never have discovered otherwise. But only the resilient individual possesses the vision and the fortitude to see and claim that gift. So how does one cultivate this formidable inner strength? Practice embracing challenge. Do not instinctively shrink away from discomfort. Actively seek it out in controlled, intentional way. Train your physical body, for physical discipline fortifies mental resolve. Stretch the limits of your mind. Deliberately test your boundaries. Each small struggle that you successfully navigate prepares you, fundamentally, for facing greater ones. Surround yourself, intentionally, with resilient souls. Individuals who embody persistence and courage, draw strength and inspiration from their unwavering refusal to quit. Let their stories ignite the spark of your own inner fire. And above all, keep your eyes fixed, with unwavering clarity, upon your overarching vision. Let your defining purpose be infinitely bigger than your temporary pain. Let your sacred mission matter more to you than the fleeting fluctuations of your emotion. Because the undeniable truth is this: success is not a prize reserved for the lucky few who avoid hardship. It is reserved exclusively for the resilient, for the individual who fiercely refuses to allow one single defeat to define their entire journey. It is the soul who possesses the courage to rise one more time than they are knocked down. It is the human spirit that endures, that evolves, and that emerges from the crucible of adversity stronger, wiser, and more powerful than before. So do not fear your setback. Welcome them, for each one is a necessary step in preparing you for something far greater than you can now imagine. Each one is meticulously forging a strength within you that the external world cannot possibly shake. Each one is actively building the unbreakable version of yourself. Rise with resilience as your shield, stand firm with inner strength as your foundation, and know with absolute certainty that the path to lasting greatness is walked, not by those who are perfect and flawless, but by those who are persistent and unwavering. Integral to sustained growth is the commitment to continuous learning. Knowledge is the fertile bedrock upon which all meaningful success is built. Without it, even the most fervent ambition becomes a blind, undirected force. Effort becomes tragically misdirected, and fleeting opportunity passes by, utterly unseen. But armed with knowledge, real, growing, ever-expanding knowledge, you transform yourself into a force to be genuinely reckoned with. Let us be clear, success begins with learning. Not learning a single skill once, not learning only when it's convenient or easy, but embracing learning as a profound lifelong way of being. Those who commit themselves to the discipline of continuous learning never grow stagnant. Their minds remain sharp, agile, and adaptable. Their capacity for resilience remains strong, and their readiness to seize opportunity remains fundamentally unmatched. Life moves with relentless speed. Industries are born and evolve at a dizzying pace. Tools and technologies change with bewildering frequency, but the individual who consciously chooses to learn daily is never left behind. They move forward, evolving, adapting, while others remain frozen, rooted in outdated understanding. Consider the awe-inspiring example of Leonardo da Vinci, a man of no formal privilege, who was not content to merely master one field, but dedicated his life to understanding 10, or perhaps more. What was the secret sauce of his multifaceted genius? A relentless, unquenchable curiosity. He delved into the intricacies of anatomy, the complexities of engineering, the beauty of painting, the mysteries of astronomy, the logic of mathematics, and countless other domains. He was not driven by mere material gain or a thirst for power, but by a profound sense of wonder, a boundless hunger to understand the world in all its multifaceted glory. That same powerful current of curiosity flows within you, but it must be actively fed, nurtured, and directed. Make no mistake, the human mind, like a finely crafted sword, grows dull if it is left unused and untended. But when it is sharpened daily with new insights, fresh perspectives, and relevant information, it becomes a tool of unmatched precision and power. It slices through the tangled knots of confusion. It perceives patterns and connections that others completely miss. It creates opportunities that others overlook entirely. In every age of human history, the greatest achievers have been, first and foremost, dedicated students. Andrew Carnegie, despite amassing vast wealth and controlling an empire of steel, devoured books with an insatiable fervor. Thomas Edison, a titan of invention, whose name became synonymous with innovation, never ceased to experiment, to question, and to learn. They understood this fundamental truth: the more you authentically know, the greater your capacity to do becomes. The more you consistently grow, the more value you are capable of contributing to the world. And the more valuable contribution you consistently offer, the more genuine success, in its many forms, flows into your life. So how do you consciously build this vital discipline of continuous learning? First, make reading a non-negotiable daily habit. even if it's just 20 minutes a day. The cumulative effect of this small, consistent effort over time is transformative. Choose books that challenge your assumptions, that expand your understanding, that ignite your imagination. The greatest minds in history have distilled their wisdom and experience into the written word. You need only reach out and embrace it. Second, cultivate a habit of questioning everything. Do not settle for superficial answers or accepted norms. Ask why, ask how, ask relentlessly, what else is possible? Curiosity is the essential fuel that drives all true progress. The individual who asks the right, penetrating questions often outpaces the one who merely provides the expected answers. Third, actively seek out diverse perspective. Do not trap yourself within the narrow confines of a single field, a single ideology, or a single social circle. Learn from the rigorous logic of the scientist and the profound insights of the poet, the strategic thinking of the military leader, and the practical wisdom of the skilled craftsman. Each unique viewpoint adds depth, nuance, and dimension to your overall understanding of the world. Fourth, commit to applying what you learn immediately. Knowledge that remains solely in the realm of theory becomes intellectual clutter. Knowledge actively applied becomes tangible power. Test your new ideas, experiment with different approaches, reflect on the results, and refine your understanding based on experience. Let learning be the catalyst that propels you into purposeful doing. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, remain perpetually humble in your pursuit of knowledge. The dangerous moment you begin to believe you know enough is precisely the moment your personal growth grinds to a halt. Stay a student, always with an open mind and a receptive spirit. Let the entire world serve as your classroom, and recognize that every single person you encounter holds the potential to be your teacher. Because here's the profound truth of the marketplace: it rewards value, and your value to the world is directly, inextricably tied to your knowledge.